Hello and welcome everyone to the Geek Tech Show, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing the Canon M6 Mark II. Hello everyone, my name is Sergey Kisimov and welcome to my show. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe and the like button and make sure you comment if you have any questions. Now, in this video you probably are wondering if you should be getting the M6 Mark II. Is it really worth the hype? And in this video I'm gonna actually tell you if it is or if it's not. So before we get started, the M6 one was a great camera. In fact, the camera itself is recording this video as we speak. It got a lot of good things about this, and the best thing about the M6 is that you can actually attach a recorder right to it, like a mic on the mic jack, and of course it will make the sound quality much better. Now, as soon as the M6 Part 2 came out, I was like, oh wow, now I can actually get even better version of this camera. So if you like version 1, version 2 is just so much better. Now, the big difference between the two, there is really a lot of subtle differences between them. There is not that much of a difference. In fact, I'm finding it harder and harder to justify the double cost that you have to pay for it, because the M6 one will actually sell for like $400 if I try to sell it on retail, and this one is like $850. So this is why it costs double for me anyways. Now if I keep the $400 version of it, yes, it's gonna go a little bit low on value, and yet it is a pretty good camera. So what does the M6 II actually get you? It's almost the same exact thing. The flip screen, you get the interchangeable lens, and actually this could be a downgrade. I got this right here. The screen itself, there was a plus and minus here, but now it is gone. It is a multi-function instead, meaning that you can assign any button to it, but you have to go through the settings in order for this to work correctly. Now the previous one was pretty simple. You could just go plus and minus anywhere you want, and I found this very useful when I'm shooting movies. And you could do this in any setting. Unfortunately with this one it seems like it really works only in selected settings, so that's a bummer. Other than that, assigning the different buttons, you can do the same exact thing with the other one, except the menu is a little bit more complicated. Now they do have a dummy menu right in this system that you can actually turn it off, and initially I found it pretty dummy and I just got rid of it very fast. There is a lot of very minor differences between the two. So is it really worth it? Well, when you see the demos, I saw a lot of people take amazing pictures, but one thing I did notice, they were using M lenses, but not really for M. They were using the lenses for regular DSLR put in with the extension right here, which is the special extension that you can use any kind of Canon lens, and they put the professional lenses right on this, and they took amazing pictures. But that doesn't show the true capability of this lens. In fact, some of those lenses that coming and they came with this camera don't work as well. And what I mean by that, they work good, but this lens is so good, this whole camera body is so good, that the lens itself doesn't do justice to the capabilities of the camera. In fact, to the older camera it does do justice, but with this one it doesn't. In other words, you can only do so much with the lens itself. You have to get a very good, sharp, good lens, the one that they don't sell specifically for this camera, using the adapter, putting it on, and then you get amazing results. But then again, you get the same amazing results with the M1 system just as well. So in some ways this camera is too sophisticated for the lens it's been actually made to go with. Now there is one very cool lens, 35mm 1.4, and you know what, if I put my money on something, I'll get the 1.4 and put it on the M1, and then actually upgrading this to the M2, and then not having the money to get a very good lens. Lenses come first, the camera bodies come second, It's actually something most photographers really won't tell you about, but maybe they should, because cameras can only do so much, and those bodies, they come and go. Every single year they come up with something better and better and better. But in reality, it is really the lenses and you that makes the biggest difference with the picture quality. So that's something that to keep in mind. Now, in terms of the video systems, and this is why I really got it for, they're kind of the same. So let's get started reviewing both of those hands-on right now. So let's examine both cameras and see which one is the best one. Pretty much they're very similar in everything, all dimensions and sizes. But one thing you would notice is that the M6 II, which is right here, is slightly bigger than the M6 I. And that not just like something you can actually tell. One thing is this lens is much bigger than this one as well, but that's not the actual point here. Now I'll show you what I mean. Ergonomics aside, and this is for people who find this very important, because size really matters when you are packing those things and you're going to places. So this one sticks out just a little more, and this one is a little bit slimmer. Now, for bigger hands, this is actually much better than this. This is actually great for small hands. If you have small hands, you'll be able to more easily use this, because it is easier for your hands to just put this on. The grip is much better as well if you're small. Now, but for most people, this actually has been redesigned. The grip is much better here, and it has more weather texture to it too, that has been added all over the place. In fact, it has also been added right here. I don't know why they added this right there, but it's filled. All the back is filled with this very nice leather-like texture. It's not real leather, it is just like the rubbery like grip, but it goes all over the camera. And it goes everywhere you look at it. Everywhere you go. It's the same leather-like texture, and I like it. But it's not weather sealed, unfortunately. It looks like it might be, but it's not. Now, on the other hand, the previous version didn't really have this. It did have some kind of a weather sealing to this. This is not as grippy as the new one, but it will do, and it goes all over the whole camera, except on the back. But you really don't need this to be here anyways. Not anybody really needs it to be right there. It just looks much better. That's about it. Now on the back, there's a few differences aside here. One of which, right here, it doesn't have the M&F focus. And this one does. There's an M&F button right there, and you can just turn it on, turn it off. And that's kind of cool, because it makes it a nice shortcut for you to use. All the buttons are the same from the previous version. Everything else is the same here. But here's the biggest difference. Right there in the back. And this is a big one in terms of checking them out. So here is the biggest one here, the plus and minus thing. And I think this is important for me, especially somebody who does video a lot. I want myself to be and use this button. I use it constantly to change the light. It's a very quick and easy shortcut, and here it is just missing. Now you can definitely assign it as a button, just an extra step for you to do, and this will work for you. I also assigned this button to record a movie. So that's something that you can do as well. And this one, you can assign this one to record a movie if you want, or this one, whatever you want. But this is actually an extra button that you never had before right in here. So that's going to be a good thing. Now, if you don't use the plus and minus thing, you probably are happy to see this thing go, because you can assign this to do any kind of function that you want. But then again, you have to go through the menu and do that, which is a little bit too sophisticated. I wish it was a little bit easier for you to do so. So let's turn this on and take a look at the menu system. So the menu system looks almost identical. It's very similar to the previous one, and you can go through a bunch of different functions. And over here you can even do touch control, and one of the hacks here I do recommend for you to do is the eco mode. You can actually turn this on to save your battery. Now you can't do power saving if you're already doing the eco mode here. Also suggested is to lower down the brightness as well, because it will definitely save you juice on this camera. Now there is a lot of different textures here and a lot of things that you can do here, but I love the way you can swipe through pictures with both of them. So they're very similar in so many ways. It's very hard to make a decision when it comes to which one should you be getting and for what. So this one has some film already in here, and I took a lot of my own things in here. But one thing, if you want to notice the quality, this one has very good quality for things, and it can do a lot of things. You can do movies, you can do just about anything, and the other one can do it as well. So it's not like you're getting an inferior camera. You're still getting a very nice and superior camera, and you can do a lot of edits, you can do a lot of cool functions and everything else over here too. But the thing is, between them is the question really comes down to, is it really worth it? Is it really worth the extra $400 extra or $300, whatever it is, to upgrade between both of them? And this is a hard decision, but mostly the extra video capacity here, it does give you the 4K if you really need it, and this one doesn't actually have it. Other than that, this is pretty much kind of almost a similar system, and it's hard for me to justify upgrading to this one after trying both of them on, and I think I'm actually really satisfied with the smaller form here. Now, if this was a little bit smaller size, it would have worked for me. I mean, I did really want to like this version, but it's not. It doesn't have enough toys for me to justify it. It's not a big enough of an upgrade, and I think overall I'm going to give this really a thumbs down. Not because it's bad, but because of the price justification. If this was $700, it would have been probably much better than paying $850. But yet, when you already have the M6 I, there is not much of a need for you to jump into the M6 II here, unless you need those extra features that the other one actually offers, including much better processor, a lot more megapixel, and of course the dial function button that didn't exist before. And those could be the selling points for that one. Other than that, they both actually have mics, and they both have very similar interchangeable system, and the picture quality is about similar. Although this one right here does give you a better picture quality, but yet, since I use this mostly for movies, I'm not paying attention to that this much. So overall, yeah, great camera. Too expensive. Wait until the price goes down and then maybe jump on it.